Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. We are here in Aqui, and in the last episode I introduced you all to the Brick and Morty. What a pun of a name, I love it. And right now it's like an hour before the last episode actually goes out, and I just cannot wait to read my comments because I am so happy with this build, and I really hope that y'all have enjoyed it too. But I've been working on the interiors, as you can see. And first of all, you know, the entrance area over here, a little bit of detail work there. But talking about details, I have hit a stride with the interior of this building. I needed it to tell a story, you know. So obviously you're going to walk in and there's going to be some stalls for the player to walk up to and buy things. But then when it comes to details around here, I wanted it to tell a bit of a story and make it look like a busy work area. And with the floor having all these textures to make it look like it's been walked over and little stockpiles of materials and chests out the back there, it just comes together so well, right? And if you're curious about the prices, here they are, you know, 2 for 1 there, 2 for 1 here. We're also going to sell just regular bricks, and then we've got the clay, the most pricey thing, because I had to go and get this all manually from the swamps themselves. And in dealing with bricks, I thought, you know, nether bricks, why don't we sell that here as well? Problem is, I don't actually have any stock. So, for a later part in this episode, we will perhaps look into doing just that. That was amazing. I really didn't know how that was going to turn out. I'm like, right, I'm going to jump out the front of the shop and just give it a go. And we didn't hit the other building. That's amazing. Now, on the inside here, you can see that there are jungle logs here. And I forgot about this. I needed to actually strip all of these. And now that I come to this area, I realise this is very inconvenient, and I don't have any scaffolding. It is this spot right here, the top floor of our building, that we need to give to Impulse. So obviously we've got to work on the interiors here. But this is going to make a big difference to the view of the building from the outside. Now, doesn't that just look a little something more special? This texture right here just really complements everything around it. Yep, this indeed was the way to go. The strip jungle log looks amazing over there, and I love this build. And also it reminds me, Impulse's base. We got to check the view now, right? Because this build was intended to preserve the view of his base from over here. So if we just land gracefully, swing around, you can see, look at that. It doesn't disrupt it at all. Although, we do need to, you know, build the top of this area. And we also need to develop the side over here. And then there's the back of this building. There is a growing list of little details and jobs to be done all over the place. And before we get to any of that, I want to take a trip back in time to one of the testing worlds. You can see some of the old builds that used to be in Aqui behind me. And in front of you, you can see some of the design process for what we have built. And originally, I wanted to build something with lots of clay involved, but I found it actually really difficult to build. Maybe if we do more building in Aqui, a challenge could be to make perhaps something like this with clay as part of the palette. Now obviously this shop was kind of created on the idea of a pun, and I really wanted to take that to the fullest extent by trying to incorporate the garage from Rick and Morty into the build. And this is like as far as I got, and I thought it looked kind of good, but it just felt really odd. How would I integrate it with a brick structure around it? And I had a vision of something involving pillars for quite some time, which is now actually a part of the build, but eventually I just decided I had to ditch this. It wasn't going anywhere. It wouldn't have really fit in with Aqui as well, and I'm glad that we did this. And do you know what? the top of this, like, I had no idea where I was going with it. That clay looks pretty horrendous. And looking at this again, it all turned out for the good, right? What you saw just a second ago was a very, very early sketch, an early idea. Builds tend to go through many sort of stages of progress before you get to something that really feels good. Anyway, down the bottom here, I've been trading like crazy. In fact, you can kind of suss that out by the amount of XP that I have, but look at this. We're at expert level over here. In fact, are they about to level up? Is that a thing that's happening right now? Master, yes! That is the top level. We can now also get quartz down here as well. I don't have a quartz shop. I'm not sure who else has a quartz shop on the server, but again, it's one of those trades that I don't think you can make any cheaper, because if you make the trades cheaper, it's the emerald price that goes down and not the block quantity that goes up. So we now also have villagers for trading for trading quartz and, yeah, maybe another business opportunity. Although I must say, I am just like going overboard with opening shops at the moment. But yeah, having all these traders here, it feels like, it would be a waste not to use them. So before we get to the various bits and bobs we need to do to finish this build off, I thought I'd mention that I bumped into Etho in the Nether. The proximity mod taking me by surprise. This thing is amazing. And while we were having a chat, I showed him my Star Wars skin. If you didn't see the last episode, you need to go watch that to find out what all this is about. And we'll come back to that in just a moment. But one of the things that I did is I handed over my box of tridents to Etho. They'd just been sitting around in a shulker box for ages. I wasn't using them. And I'd mentioned to Etho it'd be cool to play his mini game. And the one that I'm talking about is from the HEP versus Mycelium Resistance games from a couple of months ago. I never actually got an opportunity to play this, and some other hermits didn't as well. So Etho needed some tridents to restock this. So in the future, we might get together and play this game, which looked super duper interesting. But coming back to this happy accident of a skin, I thought I should mention that when the Puka was rendering up the image for the thumbnail, he sent me an adaptation of this skin for piglins, okay? So here in the Bastion Remnants... Come on, turn around, buddy. Oh my goodness me. With the ears and everything. Isn't that amazing? Oh my goodness me, that looks so derpy. Oh yes, look at this side-by-side comparison. That is amazing. I might just have to ask the Vanilla Tweaks team to add this one, right, to the fun section, because it's a pretty fun look for a piglin. Look at that guy. So we got a lot to do this episode, and I need to get back to it. I got one other big job to do, and that is a restocking of the minigame over here, which we got to play on a live stream recently. As you can see, potions are starting to dwindle, and I would assume that some of the poison potions down the bottom there are dwindling too. But the main thing I wanted to do was just add a block of glass here, because when you shoot up the water stream with no health, you can kind of like drop down on the side and instantly die. And I plan on playing this minigame again, because the last time we played it, it was so much fun, so I don't want any of the hermits dying before they get to play. And if you're wondering about the brewery, well, this place is still doing its thing. It's working swimmingly. I got some brewing going on at the moment. You can hear those amazing sounds, right? Basically, everything over here is still in order. Having now stocked up the game and having a few empty shulker boxes, it reminded me to check up on how much this has been used. Look at this. Absolutely loads of shulker boxes have been used by the hermits, so of course we use this to restock some of the potions. Oh, look at that. That'll give me a giggle every time I see one of them in this area. So anyway, now that we're back in Aqui, I can show you what I've been up to. Our building now has a roof. Best place to view it from is probably up here. It's pretty simple and straightforward, but just adding these little details around the top here, that really kind of finishes it off. One of the other things we needed to take care of is the interiors, and I decided to kind of take this picture concept thing we got going on here a little bit further and actually put them in the corridors here. So this takes you down to the basement, which I haven't touched, but if we go upwards, you're going to see that the staircase has been extended, and that is to accommodate all of the space that we have created with the build. So we've got this kind of like between floors maintenance area here, and it actually connects up to the flower shop where we have windows and there was just nothing behind them, but now there's an actual floor here. And I also sort of considered breaking out into the aquarium area. Yeah, we could effectively, link up with some of this space here, but as you can see, it was pretty much going to be an awkward transition, so I left it like that. So going back into our staircase, we can then go up to the next floor, and that is just this space right here, which is quite spacious actually. Not as much as the top floor, which Impulse is going to have. However, this top floor will hook up into this area first. So now there's this massive space for the top floor of the flower shop. Again, didn't bust through the wall there into the aquarium area, but on this side there is a little opening and it goes up to the top floor of the build. And I didn't say it just now, but those interior spaces are pretty much ready for renovation. I've just kind of carved out the space. What we need to do next is sort out the base platform behind the build over here where it meets the water and figure out what we're going to do with that stone wall. It should be said that I, of course, haven't decorated the interiors of either of these floors. I'm going to leave that to whoever moves in, as I plan on selling both of these areas or just giving them away. The other things we need to do here, I'll figure out this stone wall, and also down the side here we've got an awkward transition into the water. But after doing my fair share of building, I just kind of fancy a good old-fashioned Minecraft grind, and as you know, we need to get our hands on a lot of netherrack, and I am sure that there is some hermit out there who's got chests full of the stuff, but I'm just going to dig out some of this stuff like next to the hub, since it kind of obscures the view of other things in the area. And I would say like my tower over here, but the fog, you know, it's really hard to see across this distance anyway. But it is this spot right here I'm going to start doing some digging. So here is your before shot, and here is your after. Not the biggest difference, but it certainly looks nicer. And now we got what we came here for. I'm going to sell nether bricks like this, and also like that. In fact, if I've got enough in here to make it 2 shulker boxes worth of nether bricks, I might actually go with that. But as you'll see over here, we got another fuel shortage problem because I've just smelted so much of this stuff. And I've had the flying machines over here working away around the clock, but it's just not good enough. This is an insane amount of fuel over here, but still not good enough for all the netherrack that we got. And so I decided to go at it like this. 4 for 1 and 1 for 1 in there. And so for the back of this building, I tried to make it work with, you know, green dried kelp and some of these wooden colours. But with nether brick on the mind, it turned out to be a perfect fit between these two builds back here. And so it doesn't match the front of the build, but it fits in so well down here. I also decided to turn this bit into a beach. Well, Impulse, if you just look over your shoulder here, the view is not blocked, is it?
Not at all, man. And
no.
I see a beautiful building has emerged.
But I want
Very
someone
well
to
done.
live in it.
So I know you did offer me like the top floor, right?
Do you just want it anyway?
Of course. I mean, I'm not gonna say no to free real estate.
Well, it's yours then. By the way, you got to take that helmet off.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Yeah.
I love it.
So B-dubs, he dyed my hair pink. It may have
Yeah.
seeped into my brain a little bit because
Yeah, there's a bit of a
I'm
hole
kind of
up there.
digging the pink. I don't know if you noticed my base is still pink, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's good. I like it. You're embracing it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so you want to show me this top floor? I don't even know how
Yeah,
to get
sure.
up there.
You have to go to the bottom floor to get there. That's you know,
Okay.
that's generally how
Oh.
moving through buildings works.
Are you selling stuff already?
Yeah,
Is this-
yeah, it's all up. It's all stocked up.
wow.
All the different bricks
Cool.
and clay, all that stuff is all for sale.
Very
And
nice.
Just
Oh, whoa!
Little bit of magic.
You just went through a skull, man. Are you okay?
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
So this narrow, cramped staircase. If we just go up here and we just ignore that door, there's nothing to see right
Okay,
there.
not-
There's
not
nothing
that floor,
to see
got it.
on that one either. You just
Okay.
go all the way to the top, my friend, and look at this
Oh, okay. Dry kelp blocks. Got it.
luxury lounge, impeccable
neat.
view of the local cuisine and.
Oh,
shops.
is this part mine too?
Yeah, this is it right here. This is the entrance.
Oh.
So you got this big lounge area, and then you got like a bedroom over here, I guess you could say. Little bit of a problem. It doesn't really like have the best of views of your base.
Right. Yeah, I can just see the top of it.
Yeah, you might want to make a modification there. I'm not sure. It's a bit awkward.
But it looks like it's got like a part that we can go out. Like, what happens if I open this up a little
Ooh.
bit? Can we go out here?
Oh dang. Oh, I
Sorry,
guess you got
I
a
just broke your
patio.
building. or my, this is mine now, right?
No,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
allowed-
I embrace this. Look, you got a patio. You saw
I'm all
something
about
I
embracing
didn't see.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Now you got the view.
Spectacular.
So Impulse has been successfully moved into the area, and then this guy turns up, did a few trades. It's got the netherite block, but I don't have any more of that to trade, or the lodestone. Anyway, while I've been in the area, something fishy has been happening. There it is, look. Why do they keep glowing? Somewhere around here, there are some note blocks as well. Aha, and there's the sound of a bell, and then that causes them to glow. Right, I reckon someone set up some sort of contraption under here. Ah, oh wow. Oh wow, someone's created something rather elaborate to make all of the villagers in the area grow. That is interesting. There you go. Well, anyways, we are leaving this spot, my friends, because I'm noticing now it's kind of been expanded around here, right? This is new. There's like a garden on the back of Wellsmart, and ooh, some new areas are opening up down here. Oh, you can really see it from up here. Yeah, Akui is being expanded. That is awesome. Good to see. Anyway, what I was about to do was transition to our next thing because I just happened to get an Ethos face, and Ethos created a little game over here in the shopping area, which I've been meaning to play for a while. First of all, though, going to drop off the heads and collect some diamonds. They always are rolling in from this shop, which is nice. And we will need some of these diamonds to play Ethos Game, which I believe is inside of this building right here. Okay, so this is a trivia game, a Minecraft trivia game. And as it says in the instruction book, we've got to place our diamonds in this shulker box. I don't know how many, so I'm just going to put in 12. I think it might be 1 diamond per question. And anyway, there's going to be another shulker box that appears, and then what we do is we read the question, we hover over the answer and press Q to kind of throw it back into the system, and then I'm not sure what happens after that. So in go the diamonds. So I spoke to Ethos, and turns out the game is out of action at the moment, but I just want to point something out. That texture transition there, that is awesome. Jungle to gold. Looks terrific. Anywho's all playing that quiz, which had been on my mind for a while, was how I was going to wrap up this episode, and I just don't really have the time to do much else right now, and maybe not for a while. So it's going to be a shorter episode today, and the next one might be more than a week before it comes out. We'll just have to wait and see. But I hope you've been entertained. I hope you've enjoyed our projects over here. The brick and mortar is up and running. It looks fantastic. And yeah, that's it. So if you enjoyed it, leave a like. As always, thanks for your support. And I'll be seeing you soon with another episode of Hermitcraft. Bye-bye.